Alright guys, Tommy here. So, video number 5, Nutrition Basics, or Nutrition Series, as I've been calling it. Today we're going to talk about fats, but before we go on, I want to tell you guys this. What I'm sharing with you right now are basics, right? And then what I'd like to do later on is kind of get to more details into certain things, right? But we need to know the basics. Because I find that, like, the reason why so many people miss the mark, get frustrated, don't see good results, is because you want to skip over the basics, right? And you want to run before you walk. That's why many of you, or many people in general, tend to fall for crap supplements, crap programs, crap dietary illusions, okay? So, first things first. There's no magic pill. I don't care whether you're enhanced or you're not. There's no magic anything. It all takes consistency and hard work. The reason why we need to know these things is so you can figure out what works for you. So like I said on my first video, there are different dieting styles. You got to figure out what works for you. But today we're going to talk about fats. All right. Now, fat. My God, there was a time in fitness, I believe in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, where like everybody was scared of fat, and fat makes you fat, and blah, 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 blah. And then we found out that wasn't true. Who knows? All right. And now we're living in this area where like everybody's doing these high-fat diets and keto this and keto that, and blah, blah, blah. Once again, not a big deal. I just find it funny. So, what does fat do in our bodies? Fat is your secondary source of fuel. It helps transport vitamins K, A, D, and E. It helps lubricate the joints. And it's what your brain is comprised of. That's why essential fatty acids are really good for brain health. All right, now, how do you apply that in fitness? What do you need to know? Okay, the first thing you need to know is the energy yield. So one carbohydrate has 4 calories. 1 gram of carbs has 4 calories. 1 gram of protein has 4 calories, and then 1 gram of fat has 9. So that's why when you're thinking about your overall calories, you have to have less fat than you do anything else, because calories and fat are higher. The cool thing about fat is that fat promotes satiety. That is why it's so good for dieting, okay? Because you eat fat and it helps you feel full longer, all right? And because it has a higher energy yield, you kind of have a little bit more energy than you would, let's say, on a completely high carbohydrate diet. However, it all comes down to a matter of taste. I myself tend to like a little bit more carbs in my diet, and I do not cut out my carbs till some damn coach tells me I have to when I'm about to compete. That's when we start playing with that, right? I've had clients get very good results on high carbohydrate diets. I've had clients get very good results on low carbohydrate diets. It really doesn't matter in terms of results per se. What matters is calories in, calories out, and then using certain nutrients at certain times for certain things. For example, I know that if I'm in a lower calorie diet and I get hungrier throughout my day, the first thing I start looking at is if I had enough fat in my diet. Right? That's the first thing. I don't necessarily knock out my carbs. I just figure out whether I have more fats in my diet. And if I don't have enough fats, then I add a little more healthy fats in my diet. Where you really have to be careful with fats is saturated fat and trans fats. Of course, we know trans fats are the devil. They hurt your heart and they cause all sorts of issues. So you're going to stay away completely from trans fats. You have to be careful with saturated fats because they're also not heart healthy, right? And you would do some more like healthier fats, such as coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, so on and so forth, all right? You can look that up, what are the healthier fats. Nuts are also a good source of fat. Flaxseed oil, you catch my drift, okay? Now, when you're thinking about olive oil, there's something people don't know about olive oil. Olive oil was actually not created to cook in. It actually turns into saturated fat once you cook it. That's something that I found out a couple years back. So I use my olive oil for my salads, And then if I want to cook in a little bit of oil, I personally use coconut oil. Feel free to share any information that you found out that's valid about fats. I hope this helps. If it does help, leave a comment below. Next couple of videos, though, we're going to dive in. So I'm going to be talking about, I've been seeing a lot of videos in terms of like gaining weight for hard gainers. So we're going to talk about gaining weight for hard gainers in the next video that I'm going to do, because it is very different. Actually, backtrack. We'll talk about gaining weight in general. What's good for hard gainers and what's good for guys like myself that we look at a piece of food and we just get fat. All right? Peace out. Have a great day.